It was a typical Friday night in March 2006 when 27-year-old Brian Shaffer, a medical student from Ohio, went out to enjoy some time with friends. What began as a fun night at a downtown bar turned into a chilling mystery that still haunts his family and the community to this day. Brian wasn't just any student. He was bright, charming, and had a promising future ahead of him. That night, he was supposed to meet some of his friends at the Ugly Tuna Saloon, a popular bar in downtown Columbus. But what followed would change his life, and his loved ones' lives, forever. Brian's evening started off just like any other. He met his friends at the bar, enjoying drinks and conversation, celebrating the weekend. The Ugly Tuna Saloon was crowded with people, all looking to unwind. Around 2 a.m., the music was loud, the laughter echoing in the crowded bar. But something happened that no one noticed right away. Brian, after spending hours with his friends, simply vanished. His friends thought he'd gone to the bathroom or maybe wandered to another bar. They looked around, called his phone, no answer. They waited, but there was no sign of Brian. Concerned, they left, assuming he would turn up soon. The next day came, and Brian was still missing. His friends were confused and worried. They tried calling his phone again, but it went straight to voicemail. At first, they assumed he was just asleep somewhere, but as the hours passed, the panic started to grow. The police were called, and the investigation began. There were no signs of foul play at the bar. His belongings, his phone, wallet, and keys, were still inside his coat pockets. But one thing stood out: the security footage from the bar. At 1:15 a.m., the footage shows Brian entering the bar, chatting with his friends, laughing. But then, an hour later, he was caught on camera walking toward the back exit, alone. What happened after that would become the key to the mystery. At 2 a.m. The footage shows Brian walking toward the exit, but he's never seen leaving the bar. He disappears from the camera's view. What happened next was baffling. Despite all the cameras, no one saw Brian exit through the back door. The exit doors were locked from the inside. There were no signs of him in the alley behind the bar, and the surrounding area was cleared of people. In fact, the cameras showed no one else entering or leaving around that time. Brian had vanished. As the hours turned into days, Brian's family, friends, and law enforcement grew more desperate. They searched every inch of downtown Columbus, checked every alley, every dumpster, nothing. They even combed through nearby surveillance footage, hoping for a clue. Then, a breakthrough: Brian's car was found in a nearby parking garage. It was parked perfectly, as if he had left it there intentionally. There were no signs of struggle, no signs of foul play. Just a vehicle, left behind, empty of answers. As the days turned into weeks, the theories about Brian's disappearance started to emerge. Some believed he had been kidnapped or forced into the vanishing. Others speculated that he might have fallen into the Ohio River after wandering the streets under the influence. But none of these theories held up. No body was found. No new leads came to light. For the police and Brian's family, the mystery deepened. Despite the pain, Brian's family never gave up hope. They continued to push for answers, holding vigils and raising awareness of Brian's case. They never stopped believing that someone, somewhere, knew the truth about what happened to their son. And then, the heartbreaking truth: after months of searching, the case went cold. Despite all efforts, no one could provide any solid leads or answers. The authorities had no more explanations, and Brian Shaffer was officially listed as a missing person. His case remains unsolved to this day. Brian's family is left to grapple with the unknown, while the city of Columbus continues to search for the truth behind the disappearance of a young man with so much promise. Brian Shaffer vanished without a trace, and the haunting question lingers: where did Brian go? The disappearance of Brian Shaffer is a mystery that continues to haunt all who knew him. No one knows where he went, but his story lives on. For his family, the pain of not knowing is the hardest part. Brian Schaefer's case remains open, waiting for that one crucial clue to bring the truth to light.